Hey, what up, guys? Coming to you this morning with the weekend recap from Thursday, January 30th and Saturday, February 1st. We had two cards to talk about. We'll jump into the Thursday card first, which was a triple header on DAZN. It was a special DAZN card for Super Bowl week, setting up, big fights, to promote big fights. Hopefully a lot of people watch these because there actually was some pretty good action. I ended up missing a couple of the fights. I got to see one of them, the one I really wanted to see the most, but I wish I would have caught all of them. I got to go back and take a look at replays, but from what I read and just, some of the replays that I saw already, I'm giving my opinion. So we kick it off with the undercard. You had Daniel Roman defending the 122-pound super bantamweight unified titles, as he was a WBA and IBF champion, against Mirajan Akhmadaliev now, which I'm going to have to know this guy's name because he came in and pulled off a big upset. He defeated Roman by a 12-round split decision. It was a very good action-packed fight, back and forth. The judges had it 115, 113, the two that voted for Akhmadaliev, and Roman had the other card at 115, 113. So very close fight right here. Very good fight. I did feel like Mirajan was a live underdog coming in. He got a very good amateur record, former Olympian. But I didn't think, 7-8 fights in, he was going to be able to pull off the upset against a seasoned vet like Roman. But, Roman also had 9 months off in between fights. And maybe he was overlooking this guy a little bit because, he didn't have a huge name. So, big win for Akhmadaliev. Congratulations to him as he's a new unified champ. Next for him, I believe it's going to be, if he plans on holding on to both belts, I believe it's going to be Ryosuke Iwasa, the former champ and the current IBF interim champion, because that's basically his mandatory fight for the IBF next. So, I believe that's coming next for him. I don't think there was an immediate rematch clause in a contract, but Roman did say he would like to fight him again at some point. So maybe late in the year for that one, but I'm leaning towards if he plans on holding on to both belts, I think he's going to make his IBF mandatory against interim champion Ryosuke Iwasa next. So hopefully we see him back in the ring by May or June, and congratulations to him again on becoming the unified champ, and he is the top dog at 122 right now. All right, in the co-feature and the fight that I did see on this card, we saw Joseph Diaz Jr. upset Tevin Farmer. Mild upset in my opinion, as he became the IBF super featherweight world champion at 130 pounds. I call it a mild upset because I had Diaz ranked 4th in this division. Diaz has multiple wins. He defeated Andrew Cancio, knocked him out a few years ago. And then he also defeated Jesus Rojas last year, who's a very live former world champ at featherweight. And then he also gave Gary Russell a very good fight when he challenged him for the title in 2018. He gave him a good fight in the first half, but Russell just, his veteran leader, his veteran style took over, and he outboxed and outworked Diaz. But Diaz still had a lot more talent on his resume that he had faced over Tevin Farmer. And Farmer just, I think a lot of people were basing it on his talent, but that's projected talent until you match it against real fighters. And I feel like Farmer finally got in there with a real fighter. I know he said he hurt his hand in the first round. That looks legit, but he didn't have anything bad to say. It was a unanimous decision for Diaz, but it was somewhat close. I think two of the judges had it 115, 113. Another judge had it 116, 112, which is 5 rounds of 3 and then 8 rounds of 4. So again, a close fight, but a big win for Diaz. Just outworked them and landed the better shots for being the smaller man and maybe the less natural featherweight in the super featherweight in the fight. And now he has achieved his dream and become a world champion for his first time. Now, next up for these guys, they're probably going to rematch. Tevin Farmer states that there's an immediate rematch clause in the contract, and I think that means May or June these two guys are going to get right back in there and go at it for the world title. So it should be interesting, should be good. We'll keep you posted on what happens there, but congratulations to Joseph Diaz Jr. on his big win. And then finally in the main event, you had undefeated middleweight champion of the world, that's 160 pounds, Demetrius Andrade, defending his belt against little-known Luke Keeler of the United Kingdom. Andre completely dominated Keeler, knocking him down early, just kept putting it on him, kept landing big shots, never really let Keeler in the fight before finally hurting him again in the 8th and 9th round, and then pouring it on, and the referee jumped in and stopped the fight, allowing Andre to retain his belts again and stay the boogeyman at 160. You know, nobody really wants to fight him. I have him as my number 6 middleweight right now. Nobody really wants to fight him or get in the ring with him because of his style, and you know, that makes him the boogeyman. So we'll see. We'll discuss his what's next when I talk about that on Sunday, since he main evented this card. But congrats on the win as he retains his belt again. And then finally, we go to the main event of the Fox Sports 1 card on Saturday. That's the only fight we're talking about, as it's all former world title challenger Yordenis Ugas, welterweight, my number 7 welterweight, as he defeated former world title challenger but fringe contender Mike Dallas Jr. Dominated Mike Dallas from start to finish, picked him apart, outworked him, outclassed him, outboxed him, and then hurt him a couple times and then put him away in the 7th round. Clean 7th round TKO here. No surprise. He was a heavy favorite coming in, and now, you know, can push forward to other things. So there's another guy we'll discuss his what's next, since he main evented this Fox Sports 1 card. We'll discuss his what's next on Sunday. But he got a nice win against lower level competition, and hopefully that carries into something else. All right, guys, that was the weekend recap from Thursday, January 30th and Saturday, February 1st. I hope you enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.